Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hashtag New Enterprise, the PLDT Enterprise Virtual Learning Forum for the Public Sector. This is Shira Mador from PLDT Enterprise, and it is my honor to be your host for this afternoon. To all those who are tuned in, we truly appreciate you taking the time to be with us in this session. Today, we're here to discuss the innovations helping us transform key sectors that goes beyond mobility. This is a look at the future with wireless solutions as we explore and discover smarter technologies to navigate through the future mode of working and living. We are very excited to hear from our roster of speakers for this afternoon, including our keynote speaker from the City Government of Ormoc, Honorable Richard I. Gomez, who will share programs and strategies as well as how technology is equipping their city on how they streamline operations to adapt to the changing needs. We would love to have hear from Director Abram Abanil from the Department of Education, but due to our foreseen circumstances, he can't join us today. But we will definitely get a chance to see him in our other virtual events, so do stay tuned in for that. To all our viewers tuned in, you're in for a treat. Just by participating in the Q&A segment later in the program, you'll get a chance to win a Huawei Nova 7, a smart certified 5G handset. You just have to submit your questions by clicking the link shown on the chat box. And now, to officially start the program, here to share an overview of the wireless solutions and technologies to enable your enterprises adapt and transform in this digital day and age, please welcome Category Head for Wireless Platforms of PLDT Enterprise, Mr. X Almendares.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Smart Enterprise Keep Moving Forward webinar series for government. Exciting things happening in today's session as we start off with our distinguished guest speakers from the LGU and academe sectors. It'll be very interesting to hear what's been happening in their domains and how they've been able to cope up and address the challenges that came with the pandemic situation. Speaking of which, SMART has been very fortunate that it has been able to contribute to the government's efforts in helping Filipinos and improving the situation of our country, but I feel that our best contribution comes from the products and services that we develop in order to address the current challenges. We have a feature-filled session today with our products that will hopefully enable the different sectors of government in adapting to the pandemic situation, starting with our solution for distance learning, Smart Giga Study, our academe-focused prepaid offer, and together with BizLoad, our enterprise load distribution platform. We will also do a deep dive on the new Smart Queuing solution, an entirely digital and virtual way to do lines and queues. Finally, we will be discussing updates on the Smart Wireless Network and some of our new offers that will help you take advantage of Smart's new 5G network. We will also have a Q&A session at the end wherein our speakers can address questions and I think a nice raffle as well, so stay tuned for that. To end, I hope you get to enjoy this webinar and take away something meaningful that will help you in building our nation back from this pandemic and make SMART your partner in that endeavor.
The smile of a total stranger, the voice of a loved one, the taste of something sweet, the warmth of an embrace. Simple moments remind us of what matters most. These moments make us believe there are better things ahead. These moments fuel us to carry on and keep moving forward. Sometimes when it feels like there's nowhere else to go, like nothing is going your way, when all seems hopeless, have the courage to move forward. Explore, discover, live. Sometimes it's the little things that keep us moving forward.
Thank you, X. I'm sure our viewers are now excited for what's in store this afternoon. And next to discuss how a city like Ormoc have successfully deal and move forward from the radical changes caused by the pandemic, it is our privilege to have with us today a multi-awarded actor, TV host, TV commercial director, and an accomplished sportsman and athlete, Mayor of Ormoc City, Honorable Richard I. Gomez.
Thank you so much, uh, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to present our best practices here in Ormoc City. Uh, what I'm showing you today is our presentation on the PLDT Enterprise Virtual Learning Forum uh, and how we use your product in sustaining and maintaining our operations for COVID in Ormoc City. And let me just begin by saying that when the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic, Ormoc City organized our own interagency task force to monitor and take intensive efforts to prevent the transmission of the dreaded disease in Ormoc City. Ormoc City is one of the first few LGUs in the country to declare a community quarantine, imposing border control measures. The city also imposed several additional measures to ensure lessening the risk of transmission of COVID-19 at the expense of economic activities in our city. And as early as March 13, uh, I've created task force Ormoc. I met with the police, with the different sectors, with our city officials, no, and we talked about how to come up with programs, and we've created a different task force to handle different activities in operating and maintaining Ormoc as a COVID-free city. And we were able to first roll out a border control. No, we've set up travel restrictions due to coronavirus. In fact, when we first closed our borders, medyo medyo nagalit nga yung mga neighboring towns namin because they cannot enter Ormoc City. But you know, as part of as mayor of the city, I'm duty bound to protect the people of our place. So to prevent COVID from entering, we were really very strict at our borders. Then I asked for the support of the doctors and the medical people in Ormoc City, including the hospitals, and we were able to come up with a unified hospital. In other words, all those people that have symptoms of COVID are placed under one area, just one hospital in Ormoc. No, so and then we provided for the building, we provided for the equipment, and the different hospitals provided for the expertise and the doctors. I've issued several executive orders defining guidelines on COVID-19 response in Ormoc in consonance again with the IATF guidelines. The task force, Ormoc City Task Force COVID-19 convenes regularly. We used to convene twice a week, but now we're down to once a week now, unless we need to meet more often, then we do that. In keeping with my style of leadership in Ormoc City, I am very much into participative governance. You know? I called on several sectoral organizations. I gathered them, I've consulted and mobilized them to ensure everyone is in the same page as what we are doing here at the City Hall. This kind of leadership acknowledges and values the fact that each sector plays plays an invaluable role in the city's holistic response against the COVID-19 pandemic. I've negotiated with businesses in the city involved in production, trading, and distribution of essential commodities to seek a win-win solution that will also benefit the consuming public of Ormoc City. And being an agricultural city, um, I've called on the farmers if we can use their agricultural assets. For example, yung mga tractors nila, we deploy them every night up until this day. We disinfect our city streets, and the people feel much safer because of the things that we've been doing in Ormoc. And siguro, what we can say, after how many months? After 6 months, we're entering 7 months of pandemic. Ormoc is COVID-free. No, every once in a while, there are LSIs that would come in Ormoc City who turn out positive. But the nice thing that we do here in Ormoc City is that we have one big isolation area pagpasok nila, all of them are brought to this isolation facilities. And we have three kinds of isolation facilities. Those LSIs, ROFs, those coordinated people that would come in Ormoc City are mandated to stay in the quarantine area for 14 days. Now, if they appear or if they test positive, then we'll have to put them in an isolation area. If they come out to be symptomatic, or if they really feel very ill, then we bring them to the COVID hospital or Ormoc City. And in the slide, you will see that we have Ormoc City official health updates. We've used it for the set the telephone lines. We communicate with people through the cell phone, websites, using social media and Instagram. No, we've set up different teams, different task force in Ormoc. We have the recovery resident recovery team. We have the authorized persons outside residence task force. We have a diagnostic team that takes care of profiling, rapid test team, swab team, and then we have the patient management and isolation team. We have the NHA facility as an isolation area. We have our Danhoga evacuation center that we use as an isolation area as well. And then we use different schools, and we use also different hotels. No, for those people who doesn't want to stay in our isolation facilities, maybe they want a place more comfortable, so with air conditioning system and with the Netflix capability, so they stay in hotels. Right now, we're already moving on to our community transmission team, just in case in the future magkaroon ng community transmission in Ormoc City. We've prepared for that also. Just to let you know, Ormoc City, we have a total of about 244,000 people. We have 61,702 families and 59,000 households. Our land area is almost as big as Metro Manila. We have about 110 barangays in Ormoc City. And just to show you in the next slide, to help people from no, from not going hungry, binigyan namin sila ng tig-isang sako ng bigas. Meaning to say, each and every household in Ormoc City was given a sack of rice as a subsidy, as a help to those who were not allowed to go out or leave their homes. And when we were done with the first wave of rice, a few months after, we gave another sack of rice to these people, no, to our families here in Ormoc City. So nakakadalawa na kami. Maybe by Christmas time, if we have enough money, we can move on to our third wave of sack of rice for the people of Ormoc City. I've also created the Utanon sa Ormoc. We encourage people to plant vegetables in open spaces in Ormoc. Now, for how to use the digital system, we've set up our Safe Ormoc QR code system. In the slide, you will see that together with the Ormoc community, all Ormocanons, visitors and transients, should be registered with the Safe Ormoc web app to generate your quick response QR code as soon as possible, as soon as you enter our borders. Without the QR code system, you will not be allowed to enter Ormoc, because all establishments will have to get your QR code as you enter any area, any place in any building in Ormoc City. As you can see in that slide, we have active citizens who have generated the QR code. We have about 234,000 people who have their own QR code system. So even me in my own phone, this is what we do. Just to show you, this is my own QR code system. So I always bring my phone with me. So pagpasok ko ng building or offices, I register my QR code system. Then you'll see here the different the dashboards that I have here in my presentation. Makikita mo kung saan all the COVID patients are in isolated area. but we've broken them down to where they live, so that paglabas nila ng isolation area nila, ng quarantine area na, we know exactly where they live. And in our geospace, you will see in the barangays, in the different 110 barangays, where these people are. No? And in the next slide, we also show that we keep track of how many people enter one area. For example, in this dashboard chart, you'll see that Robinson's Place Mall has the highest number of people entering that building. Then next is another smaller mall, which is the one, and then Robinson's Place, and then SM is also there. So alam namin, namomonto namin how many people are entering an area using their QR code system. And mind you, we do not just open our QR code unless we have to. If suddenly meron mag-report na merong tinamaan ng COVID, and then we check their name, that's the only time we open our QR code system. And we need 3 authorized people to open our QR code system. That's me, our city admin, and our legal office. These are the only 3 people that can open and monitor the QR code system. So we've done it before. We've seen how effective this QR code system is working. And we've shared this with a lot of people and organizations. I've shared this also with Benji Magalong, Mayor of Baguio, who is the contact tracing czar of the IATF. So I've shared this QR code system with him, and now they're using it. Secretary Duque was very much interested in learning how we created our own QR code system, and they've taken a look at it, and they were pretty much impressed with how we use our QR code system in Ormoc. Now, for a psychosocial program, we have Lamdag Ormoc. Lamdag is a mental health and psychosocial support project, and this was activated to help individuals cope up and recover from their mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and psychosis due to chronic stress brought by this pandemic. And we also use technology for virtual sessions, no, in our Sangguniang. And as Mayor of Ormoc, I regularly issue executive orders. So I've executed EOs, like, for example, imposing crucial, no, not EO, I'm sorry, ordinance. No, I've asked our council to come up with an ordinance imposing crucial public health interventions to be observed during emergencies affecting the city of Ormoc, and providing penalties for violations, therefore, and thereof, and for other purposes. Also, penalties for those who do not wear mask. Bawal yan sa Ormoc. Pag wala kang face mask, it is an ordinance. Pwede kang mahuli, you will be penalized, and you can be jailed for not following our ordinances. We've also seek the help of large corporations here in the Philippines, such as the Energy Development Corporation of the Philippines. Together with them, the Ormoc City government, and one hospital here, we are now opening our molecular diagnostic center. So our testing facility will open in about 3 weeks' time, so we can do our own testing. On April 20, Ormoc City Resident Recovery Task Force was created. Even before, long before the IATF thought of coming up with a repatriation program, as early as April 20, inunahan na namin sila, because we understand that a lot of our kababayans will be coming home from the different areas of the Philippines and other countries in the world. No? So we were able to do that, and up until this day, the recovery task force is very busy. Every day we accept people coming from different places na umuwi dito sa Ormoc City. I also created an Ormoc Ligtas COVID Center. So we have 699 housing units. That's why we are able to house everybody who will come in our borders. And they will have to go through a 14-day quarantine in that isolation area. I've also spoken to 10 hotels in Ormoc, and we have a MOA with them. For those people who would like to come home and would like to sleep in a more comfortable place, like a hotel, So there are 10 hotels available for them. We have 77 barangay isolation units in Ormoc City, which we created and started in April 2 of this year. And all 110 barangays were ordered to set up their own isolation center. No? And in the other slides of the I want to show you, a while ago I spoke about establishing the Ormoc Unified Hospital. So we have a 28 bed capacity for that facility. And for the education sector, during this pandemic, we've supported the Department of Education by giving 45 units of portable media library for the Knowledge Channel Foundation, and we procured 10 digital duplicators for the reproduction of their learning modules. We provided a computer hub for their alternative learning system learners, no, in 10 districts of Ormoc. We have library facilities and equipment for them. We've constructed and repaired school buildings and other school facilities in Ormoc City. And our continuing legislative appropriation. So for this program, we've given them about a total of about 48 million pesos. And we also have the Silid Aralan, E-Silid Aralan. No? This in partnership with Macrohon Automation and the Industrial Services Corporation on the use of a free web-based system for teachers and learners in the delivery of online learning under the new normal. And again, we're very proud to tell the people that our QR code scanning system is very much is very effective in tracing, in contact tracing, and monitoring people if there are people that are COVID affected inside Ormoc City. And we've continued, and it's ongoing, our virtual workshops and trainings. And of course, continue pa rin yung education conference namin with DepEd Ormoc, the city division and barangay officials of Ormoc. No? That was in preparation for the opening of classes. So we've been very busy. In fact, I always say that since February up until now in September, puros COVID lang yung pinag-uusapan natin. You know, I hope matapos na itong problema natin sa COVID, and hopefully that we'll find a solution and a cure to this as soon as possible. That way, people can already move on with their lives. We can get going. And before I end this presentation, I'm very thankful to PLDT. No, the PLDT is the system that we use here in Ormoc City, and it's giving us and delivering very good internet services. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Mayor Richard. So that's really a lot of programs and really good use of technology to provide safety to your constituents.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, thank you to all presenters. Those are really good insights. And at this point, to present demonstrations and application of various industry solutions featuring Smart Giga Study, Smart Queuing Solution, and Smart 5G, please welcome Product Manager of PLDT Enterprise, Ms. Ayla Agosto.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ayla Agosto, and I'm here to discuss with you the smart wireless solutions that will help address the pain points and provide smarter solutions to the problems encountered by the LGUs and public sector amidst this pandemic. The first topic we want to discuss is e-learning. Now that we cannot do face-to-face or traditional learning because of this pandemic, we at SMART recognize the need to contribute significantly by developing an affordable means for the students and teachers to continue their education despite the challenges. To help you with your e-learning journey, we're introducing Giga Study and BizLoad. Giga Study is a set of prepaid offers specially made to help the academic industry. To name a few, City of Tanub, UP Manila, Universidad de Zamboanga, Misamis University, Imus Institute, University of Pangasinan, University of Iloilo, and other PACU schools are already part of the Giga Study program, and we are proud to say that SMART is the first in the market to have an offer specific for education. Giga Study comes in different denominations, but here are just some of the offers you can choose from. These include access to study apps such as Google Suite for Education, Microsoft Office 365, Canvas, Neo, and other LMS, so they'll be more focused on e-learning tools. GigaStudy also has generous open access data that you can use to browse other websites for research and assignments. These prepaid offers can be loaded directly to the mobile numbers using BizLoad. No need to register via SMS. Lastly, you can also bundle devices such as pocket Wi-Fi, tablets, and smartphones depending on your budget. Smart BizLoad is a prepaid loading platform that lets you send load quickly, conveniently, and efficiently using the BizLoad portal. We have two types of services, the Web UI and the API. The Web UI, or the user interface, is a ready-to-use web-based portal that you can access over the internet using a web browser. API, or the Application Programming Interface, allows you to integrate your own applications directly with BizLoad system. We have several ways of loading. First, the scheduled loading. This can be done via one-time setup using the CSV bulk upload file for regular loading of multiple recipients. You can set the frequency to weekly, monthly, or bi-monthly. You can choose which day of the week or which day of the month your recipients will be loaded. Next is load on demand. It lets you send load upon request and credit the load real time. Last is reprocess, wherein you can retire all failed transactions with just one click of a button. We'll now go to the key features. Secure and accessible. It is smart cybersecurity compliant and the user-friendly interface accessible over the web. You can access your account anytime, anywhere, from a PC or laptop with internet connection. One-time PIN. OTP is another layer of security. It generates a unique PIN sent to the admin's mobile number upon every login. This is to ensure that only authorized personnel can access your account. OTP is optional and can be disabled upon request. You can also request your OTP to be sent to your email. Add recipients. You can add multiple users in a single transaction using a CSV batch upload file or one by one via Web UI. Reports. You can generate reports to easily monitor transactions and download it in Excel format. You can also highlight advantages of BizLoad versus retail or yung mga suking tindahan. With BizLoad, we can do automated loading, convenient payment terms, and you can avail the discounts and freebies depending on your contract period. While in retail, it's manual and no bulk loading. No free devices, no reports for tracking of load transactions. Prepaid has wider range of catalog and flexible offers. There's a variety of packages made just for enterprise clients. You can choose from regular airtime load and giga offers. The promos availed can be changed on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. There's also no unwanted charges. Prepaid has hard stop on mobile services if you do not have enough load. With BizLoad and GigaStudy, teachers and students will surely help them in their e-learning journey. Are you also afraid to go out and wait in line in a crowded place? Worry no more, because Smart Queuing Solution is here to help you. Smart Queuing Solution, powered by TimeFree, is a cloud-based queuing, booking, and management system suitable for both SMEs and enterprises. It has two components, the Queue Apps and the Queue Mobile. Queue Apps is a modern, scalable set of programs which let you easily generate tickets, display and manage queue status, and gather comprehensive reports. It includes the kiosk, QPad, Queueboard, and Queue Manager, which we will be discussing individually in the next slides. Next component is a Queue Mobile app. It is a mobile app that can be used to reserve virtual tickets, get alert on their queue status, and see which ticket is being served using their mobile devices. This is the high-level customer journey of the Smart Queuing Solution. Customers can book using the Queue Mobile app or the kiosk, then check the queue board and wait for their turn. Now, I'll walk you through to each of the components. I'm going to show you the booking experience using the Queue Mobile app, which you can download via Google Play or App Store. You can sign in as a guest or log in with your Facebook account. Each establishment can have their own pop-up notifications that can be used for announcements. Here in the demo, we're going to book an appointment for Mandaluyong City Hall License Division. You must note that it's important for you to indicate your mobile number so that you will receive notifications once you reserve a slot. And when it's nearly your turn, you also get an SMS notification. With that, in case you don't have internet access after you serve your slot, you can still receive notifications via SMS. So please, key in your mobile numbers. When it's your turn, you'll get a message, and when you're done, You also get a notification. Here's a closer look at the kiosk. It is a user-friendly customer touchpoint for reserving slots on-site. Just choose your desired transaction and input your name and mobile number to get your printed ticket. Meanwhile, the queue pad is an easy-to-use device used by the staff manning the counters. Once served, they can tag the ticket as closed and call on to the next number in queue. This is the queue board, a customizable display for showing currently served numbers and corresponding counters. Lastly, the queue manager, an analytics and reporting tool that the businesses can use to optimize their operations and give them an overall idea of how their operations are going. Smart queuing solution offers competitive benefits to all stakeholders, a seamless journey for customers, convenient flow management for front office staff, and easy monitoring for the management. Benefits for the customers: multiple reservation channels. Customers can book their reservations using the Q mobile app wherever they may be or using the kiosk that can be found on-site. Efficient time management. Customers can check into the queue and run errands. When their turn is almost due, they will get an SMS notification. Convenient waiting experience. Customers can comfortably sit in the waiting room and check the ticket being served using the queue board or queue app. When it's their turn already, their number will be called on the queue board display. Benefits for the company. Easy to use. It comes with easy-to-use applications and cloud-based architecture running on Azure so that data are regularly backed up. Dashboard monitoring enables you to track staff productivity and efficiency and other important metrics to improve business operations. Enhance agency or corporate image. With a seamless customer journey and a convenient service environment, Smart Queuing solution helps in improving customer satisfaction, which will contribute to stronger customer loyalty and better agency or corporate image. You can avail the Smart Queuing solution by subscribing to any of these licenses. We have the standard license for as low as 500 pesos per month and the premium license for 3,300 per month. You may reach out to your relationship managers to get more details on the inclusions of the licenses. Last topic we want to discuss, connectivity. With Smart's latest network update, 5G's got you covered. It is the next generation of wireless internet connectivity, offering faster speeds and more reliable internet connections than ever before. This is a brief history of network evolution. With the birth of 2G, the basic cellular communications in the 90s, then we've been introduced to 3G mobile data during the early 2000s, and it evolved to LTE for faster data speeds in 2010. And now, with Smart 5G, mobile users will experience more efficient mobile speeds up to 3 times faster than LTE. Smart has been awarded by Ookla as the fastest mobile data award for Q1 to Q2 2020. Here's the verified result on the speed test comparison with our competitor. These are the recent awards given to us by OpenSignal and Ookla over the past years as we continue to improve our network. And just to share the snapshots of the PLDT Smart 5G journey, these are the rollouts from the pilot sites and some of our recent initiatives to help the government during the pandemic. Remote learning for University of Cagayan, and live tracking updates for the OTR free bus ride. This is a surveillance platform as one of the 5G pilot projects. Indeed, 5G is a platform for you to innovate new solutions. What are the benefits of 5G? You can now have amplified download speeds, lower latency for more reliable data transfer, massive machine type connectivity for IoT use cases, stream and surf to your heart's content, and experience entertainment at its finest and fastest. With Smart 5G, you can now work faster and smarter to elevate the way you live. Experience 5G on Smart Infinity and Enterprise Postpaid. You can now avail the new Infinity Limitless plans that come with non-stop surf and only call and text with free 5G phone for as low as 3,500 per month. And for postpaid plans, you can get the latest 5G phones for as low as 300 pesos per month from Plan 1.5 to Plan 2.5. Please contact your relationship managers for more details on the 5G plans. And speaking of 5G phones, we will be raffling off 3 Huawei Nova 7, one of the latest 5G phones in the Philippines. So stay tuned, we'll announce the winners at the end of this webinar.
Thank you, Ayla. There's really a lot that enterprises, large and small, can do with wireless technologies. So let's hear what some of them have to say and what they look forward to our services.
The COVID 19 pandemic has largely affected the transportation system since it was suspended following the declaration of the enhanced community quarantine back in March. For almost 4 months and until the end of July, no public transportation was allowed to operate and contain the spread of the virus, affecting the major of the public who commute to their destinations. The global pandemic has challenged us to be more innovative in applying different technologies in our day-to-day operations. Smart Tracker is a solution that utilizes GPS tracking systems to enable users to monitor through a web portal or mobile application their vehicle's location in real time. It also has a locator feature where you can share a link to external parties so they can view the whereabouts of the vehicle they are waiting for. This solution helps increase operational efficiency and ensure asset security. The Department of Transportation has moved to digitalize our government processes, promoting contactless transactions to limit the human-to-human intervention. Technology, such as the installation of GPS trackers in our buses, participating in the DOTR Free Ride for Health Workers program, have substantially serviced our medical workers who commute to and from their respective hospitals, especially now that they play crucial roles in our battle against COVID-19. Before the smart trackers were installed, the medical workers only relied on the indicated schedule of buses. But due to the unexpected interruptions along the way, such as traffic, operational issues, and etc., there were times the buses did not arrive on time, making the medical workers wait a little longer than expected. The smart tracker has considerably been useful for our medical workers and our transport operators, drivers, and enforcers in the operation of our free ride program. Through the GPS tracker, there was an easy access to the live location of the buses. Commuters then can anticipate the arrival and departure of the buses, the same with our personnel involved in the program. As we adjust to the new normal, we see the continuous application of such technologies in our PUVs to provide better service to our commuters, where they will be able to track the real-time location of the PUVs, making the transportation services predictable and reliable, especially during these trying times.
This is just one of the many partners we have collaborated with in order for us to better and enhance solutions tailored for your businesses. And now, let's proceed to the next segment of the program with our panelists.
Key in your questions, comments, and suggestions via the chat.
Now that you have learned more about the latest products and solutions designed to transform and redefine today's workplaces, it's time for us to entertain some questions. To all our viewers tune in, you're in for a treat. Just by participating in this segment, you get a chance to win a Huawei Nova 7, a smart certified 5G handset. You just have to submit your questions by clicking the link shown on the chat box. We will be giving away 3 Huawei Nova 7. Prizes will be randomly picked for 3 lucky viewers who will participate and submit their questions, so key them in now. At this point, let me introduce to you our esteemed panelists, beginning with Category Head for Wireless Platforms of PLDT Enterprise, Mr. X Almendares. AVP and Customer Relationship Management Head of PLDT Enterprise, Ms. Joy Hilao. Vice President and Head of Wireless Marketing and Infinity of PLDT Enterprise, Mr. Chet Alvis. And Mayor of Ormoc City, Honorable Richard I. Gomez. And to start off this afternoon session, we have received some questions from our live chat. And this particular question is directed to Mayor Richard. So for the question, what is the greatest challenge ever in this pandemic that your place or workplace forced and how did you resolve it?
Well,
This is from Janet Dials, Clark of Mariano Marcos State University.
the biggest challenges that we have in Ormoc City is keeping Ormoc City COVID free, of which essentially we've kept our city COVID free because all those people who would enter Ormoc City or those locally stranded individuals or ROFs who will be coming home are all placed in the isolation area before they are allowed to go out in the city. So since the start of this pandemic, just in the city itself, we've been essentially COVID free. And the next challenge is really making full use of our limited resources. We are a city, but we are not as big as the cities in Metro Manila. Our budgets do not run in the billions. So, with the limited money that we have, we try to be as efficient as possible. So, we try to streamline our our programs, our plans.
Thank you for that answer, and I think your presentation also shows your programs for that.
Thank
So
you.
for the next question to Mr. Chet Alvis. So it's a very simple question, but I think the question from Albert Manahan of Commission of Audit is good. So is Philippines 5G ready?
Very relevant. Yes. So obviously, well, the answer there is yes. No? Obviously, from a constituent perspective, from a user customer experience perspective, we Filipinos, parang sinabi nga ni Mayor kanina, na ongoing pandemic, there are a lot of things that we need to do, but essentially the Filipinos still requires connectivity. Connectivity essentially is what keeps us, engaged at this point where everything is contactless. We need to get engaged with not just our immediate family, but also friends, and in this case, as share as office mates. And even in the case of our good mayor, I'm sure mayor, even the constituents need to get connected. And
Yes.
being the only integrated telco in the Philippines, so the PLDT group has made it our number one priority to make sure that the quality of our network is actually put in place. Particularly, first, no, not talking about wireless, but in our fiber backbone, we made sure that we are the only robust and redundant network here. And with fiber, of course, comes our LTE, whereas we're north of 95% coverage in all of the dense areas in the country. With that, of course, from coming from 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, now we have 5G, which we recently launched a couple of months ago. And there are some areas that we've launched 5G in, some in Metro Manila, some in in Clark. There are areas in BGC and other areas. So from a readiness perspective, yes, as your integrated telco, the PLDT group, we are striving to roll out in many other areas. And uh, to all of you, we are going to experience more of the 5G readiness in the coming months. So just be ready for that.
No.
Thank you so much for that question, Sir Chet. So for the next question, this is for Miss Joy. So this is from Leo Toledo of DepEd. So what is the greatest move of PLDT and SMART to contribute in the success of the new normal education for the Filipino learners, especially in the government or public schools, and how? Miss Joy, I think you're on mute. Yeah, so we're not able to hear you. So maybe we can, hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me
Yes,
now?
There.
that one we can hear you. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So,
For DepEd, thank you for the question. Yes, we have provided and whitelisted the DepEd Commons, which is the access for the learning system of all the teachers, students, and parents alike. Likewise, we have upgraded facilities, telecommunication facilities in public schools. So we're coming up with several other programs, but we cannot announce it yet. And we're working with DepEd Central in Pasig.
thank you for that answer, Miss Joy. And for the next question, so this is for X. So with the internet usage, how can PLDT can give a better service for students and teachers? And is it costly? The question is from Wilbert Benson of New Cabanlan Senior High School.
Hi, thank you for the question. So, when the pandemic started and ECQ happened, we actually saw, aside from the devices, a way for Smart to help, and that's in the internet connection. So, as mentioned in the presentation a while ago, we launched Giga Study, the only offer of its kind in the market where it's concentrated or for really the education or the academe sector. So for as low as 299 per month, you'll have 34 gigabytes for educational usages. So that's around just 10 pesos per gig. On the question that if it's costly, I think we've been able to provide an affordable answer to the needs of the education market.
Yeah, and I think to Miss Joy's point, this is also being offered to public schools, so it can be enjoyed by everyone. So for the next question, this is for Mayor Richard again. So how do you implement the closure of borders at Ormoc City? And does it compose of medical frontliners and police and military? So this is from Nardly Jose of DLSU.
We implement our border control strictly. We have three different groups manning our four borders in Ormoc City. We have people who check on their health certificates, on their documents. We classify them whether they're people coming inside Ormoc City to work, to deliver, or or doing other businesses, or people coming in from other areas. We make sure that they have their health certificates. We make sure that if there are problems, the police can take care of them. And then we have medical units on standby all the time. So this is being manned by many people 24/7.
Thank you for that, Mayor. So for the next question, so I think this is addressed to anyone from SMART and PLDT. So what are the best technology transformations for LGUs to explore? This is coming from Neria Soriano of Municipal Government of Marilao. So
Can I answer for that,
yes.
please?
Okay. Thank you, Ms.
Yes, for
Joy.
LGUs, we have noticed and observed resurgence of digital transformation requirements. Like Mayor Richard, we already have digital applications for business permits using kiosks, and we have provided also some internet and Wi-Fi connectivity in public places in LGUs, like the municipal halls, the provincial city halls, public schools, public markets, and barangay halls. That's what we're doing right now.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much, Miss Joy.
and here, if I
Please
were
go
to add
ahead.
to that, no, I think it's very important of what Joy said, alluding to her mentioning of what's been happening in the LGU, and as mentioned also by Mayor Richard. No, I think what this pandemic has really taught us is that we need to embrace technology, and without the support and the help and the collaboration and cooperation that we have with the LGUs, we're finding out a little bit more about what the needs are. Such solutions like QR coding, even the smart queuing that was mentioned earlier, and even smart tracker. These are solutions that were born out of discussions, not just with the private sector, but also with the public sector, specifically with the LGUs. So I guess this is an open invitation. We would like to help. Obviously, we do not know everything. We will need the support and collaboration and dialogue with the LGUs and the public sector in general, so we can find out exactly what we can help with, either connectivity or even through our services in EPLDT from a solution standpoint. We can put together solutions that can help out, not just during this pandemic, but hopefully very soon, post pandemic. So
Yeah. Thank you for that, Miss Joy and Sir Chet. So I think another follow-up question on Giga Study. This question is for X. So what are the benefits of Giga Study Only? This is coming from Noel Pedrano.
No. So for Giga study, you'll have a set number of mobile internet gigabytes. So for each plan. So starting at 299, as I mentioned, you'll have 34 gig, and we have plans if your need is higher. We have offers up until 999 as well. So all of those will give you very high data on education related apps and websites such as Microsoft Office 365 and Google. And also, we've been including learning management systems in coordination with some of the schools that are clients also.
Thank you for that question. And now going back to Mayor Richard. So coming a question from our live audience from Leonard Castillo of CTG. So have you seen examples of best practices from other countries that you would like to copy or implement for your area but cannot due to limitations?
Uh, you know, the COVID pandemic is very new to everyone, and all of us, mayors, governors, and even the presidents of the different countries, are very new to this. So there is no one perfect template. All of us are still trying to work on what's best in our own environment and in our own situation. Um I think what is really the most effective tool that we can have right now in this pandemic is really information to everyone. And the next physical tool that is really most effective to us is really wearing of mask. And third and lastly, I've always said this in a lot of my talks that discipline is what will really save us from this pandemic.
Thank you so much for that answer, Mayor. And for the next question, so question to Miss Joy. So, which government institutions have transformed the most over this pandemic, and how did the PLDT group enable them?
If I may answer for the whole MPIC group to which PLDT and SMART belong, we have provided and supported the government COVID endeavors and for the frontliners. But to be specific, it's the Department of Health where we provided the COVID hotline 1555 free of charge to the public and to the DOH. And then now we're setting up the One Hospital Command Center, not to mention the quarantine and swabbing areas nationwide. We have provided for internet, Wi-Fi, direct lines, and other types of communications, not only for the frontliners, but for the patients themselves, simply because COVID patients are left alone in the hospitals and quarantine areas. So at least pwede silang mag-Netflix kahit na naka-hospital sila to make them feel better. Yeah. Yes, Mayor, di ba? In addition, we have provided a whitelisting of DepEd Commons and other e-learning platforms, plus same LMS for CHED or the state universities and colleges. Last but not the least, and the most important, to which Mayor Richard belongs to, are the LGUs, because we have set up several call centers, we have set up COVID hotline numbers, quarantine and swabbing areas, and we have provided for free mobile tablets, phones, loads for the LGUs under the CSR project.
Thank you so much, Miss Joy. So I think it's good to hear that we're also taking care of the mental health, especially of those that are affected by this pandemic. So for the next question to Sir Chet, so what is the group's roadmap for 5G and IoT, and how will this affect your other offers?
Yeah, that's a good question. For from a roadmap standpoint, I guess we need to go back. I remember Mayor Richard saying that they have to attack any concern with proactivity. So uh, probably not everybody knows that we started our 5G journey 5 years ago. That was 2015, and we came out with the first test of 5G in 2016. So we really had to prepare our network just to make sure that from a quality service quality standpoint we attack 5G, the 5G rollout, and make sure that what's expected out of us is really what's going to come out from an experience standpoint. Um, and in IoT, we actually launched this, and I was there back in 2014 when it was still called machine to machine technology. So we had a few services then, and I guess we have one eye on the future when it comes to all of these things. But to answer your question more directly, I suppose from a road mapping standpoint, that start with 5G. We started out with with several sites here in Metro Manila. We have a couple of sites. No, sorry, we also have several sites over at Clark. I know that we're moving towards, in Visayas and Mindanao very soon, and essentially we will actually experience 5G more and more in the next year. So, like I said earlier, I'm not at liberty to say, at this point lang, but essentially, 5G will be more prevalent next year. We are rolling this out specifically in all most of the areas. Um, and from an IoT, to answer IoT, I guess we're gonna need the support of the private sector and the public sector. If again our solutions are only as good as how it would support specific industries, specific sectors, and specific groups. So I guess my answer to that is the faster that we can create dialogue and invite industries to talk to us and help us generate and create all of these solutions, then we can actually come up with a roadmap. Uh, um, that's for IoT.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Sir Chet. I think the message there is that, we can't do it alone, and we'll need
Yeah, yeah,
everybody to take these technologies out, as well as to come out of this pandemic together. Okay, so
Yep,
maybe
that's right.
another question for the next question to X. Which of the products presented today would you say is the most essential for the public sector?
Yeah, I would say that it would be the Giga study, as education is paramount. So we actually have a couple of LGUs already who's been getting the Giga study, and mentioned before. So Giga study is good, but you will need to have a way to distribute that to the thousands of students. So it's best used with our BizLoad platform, which is available for our enterprise clients, so that you could send um, the Giga study with just a click of a button from your computer. So yeah, and then I think the next one is the smart queuing solution, wherein so that government agencies can transact their business with minimal risk to all of those attendees or the constituents. So there, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I think technology will really play a big role in this in helping us adapt in this one. So I think for the last question, this is for Mayor Richard. So the question is from Reynalyn Gakusan of Mabalacat City College. So the question is, I think the initial and immediate reaction of Mayor Gomez on the onset of COVID-19 is commendable, including his participative or collaborative style of leadership, which proved to be effective, and even the support for the education sector for new normal is courageous. Aside from the admirable leadership, how could the Ormoc government was able to do all these things, and what could be the major considerations?
Well, the major consideration will be the health issue of each and everyone, that we can prevent people from getting infected with this COVID-19 virus. Now, we try to do measures that will protect each and every Ormocan, and we're hoping that this practice can be done by other LGUs. It's not easy. It's very difficult to maintain this status, but there are ways of handling it, and with the cooperation of the different sectors of the society we have in Ormoc City, we're able to maintain the city COVID free. We hope that we can sustain this for a long time. We know it's very difficult, but each and every day is a working day for everyone here in Ormoc.
Thank you so much for that answer, Mayor. So I think everyone learned a lot from this Q&A, and I hope we have more time for questions. But at this point, we would like to thank our presenters and panelists for spending this memorable afternoon with us. And before we end, we would like to solicit a message from Customer Relationship Management Head of PLDT Enterprise, Ms. Joy Hilaw.
Thank you, Cher. Who's going to announce for the raffle? Cher, ikaw na yan.
We'll be reaching out to them after this. Yes.
Qualified ba si Mayor for the raffle? It's a 5G phone. But anyway, before we go, Mayor Richard, thank you very much for joining us. Please expect more support from PLDT and SMART. On behalf of the entire PLDT Enterprise Group, we would like to thank everyone who tuned in today. In line with our thrust at PLDT Enterprise, which is to make a positive impact on every single business, we remain committed to empowering businesses and government agencies and LGUs with the latest and best products and solutions that will enable you to keep moving forward in this next phase of business. Some of them include the GIGA study plans, which are for all students, 23 million of them. The smart trackers for monitoring transportation that belongs to the government, BizLoad, and LMS for academia. We have been open to different possibilities and new ways of doing things. And we at PLDT Enterprise are confident that our new wireless offerings can help government agencies and LGUs navigate the changes given by the current situation. Rest assured that innovation is a non-stop endeavor for us at PLDT, with you, our valued customers, in mind. Thank you very much and a pleasant afternoon to all. Thank you again, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Ms. Joy. And with that, we would like to thank our viewers who participated during the Q&A. PLDT Enterprise will be reaching out to the winners for instructions on how to claim your prizes. If you have any more queries on the different smart solutions that were presented today, just send them to the details seen on your screen, or should you want to learn more about them, simply scan the QR code or visit the website. Ladies and gentlemen, this does not end here, as we will continue our discussion in the most anticipated breakthrough event of the year, the Philippine Digital Convention. Once again, I'm Shira Mador. Good afternoon, everyone.